Hey, everybody. Welcome to Fran and Friends. I have to figure out how to get people to participate, or actually, not get people to participate, learn how to use this navigation where the comments are rolling in because I'm using StreamYard and I'm not really familiar as to how to use the integrated software. So, um, if you're saying something to me via Facebook, my apologies for real, because um, this is new for me. But I wanted to share with you guys, for those of you that may not know, I started a podcast called Fran and Friends. So the Fran and Friends podcast was created for people that are on a journey of self healing, people that may be on a journey of self healing, that are looking to identify different modalities to help them release some of the trauma that they may have experienced in their own lives. For example, and I talk about this a lot, I experienced quite a bit of childhood trauma, and I share a story of how I overcame a lot of those things through various channels, such as therapy, in addition to therapy, taking classes in college, like speech classes, communication classes. I also took Toastmasters, in addition to, what else did I take? I read a lot of books, and one specifically that was super helpful was a book called Nonviolent Communication by Dr. Marshall Rosenberg. And for people that grew up in households where a lot of nonverbal communication occurred, which is like the parents would say, hey, go get that, but not really explain what that is, or tell you after you get reprimanded for something, and they don't give you the reason why you're getting reprimanded, which is more of like a monologue. You're just having a one-way directional conversation. And this creates like a space where you can't really have dialogue with others because you don't know what that looks like. You didn't grow up in that kind of space. So I created like the Friend and Friend podcast because I wanted other people to know that there are more than, of course, one way to find solutions for things that they're dealing with. For example, and excuse me, my cell phone is going off here. For example, what do you call that? I have people that are going to be coming on the show that provide different holistic, what do you call that? Different holistic modalities, such as, let's see, Amanda. Amanda, she will be talking about like cranial sacral massage therapy. And I don't have the full scope of how it is effective, but she'll be on, I think, like towards the end of the month. And then I'll also be having Abby McCrail, which Abby McCrail is a neuroscience licensed therapist. I like how she says that she helps parents that have kids with big, baffling behaviors, where kids that may have like either ADHD or what do you call that? Thank God I'm not in Toastmasters right now because it would be ticking me, like telling me like you said and so many times. And Abby is really good at helping the parents see things from the kids' point of view, and also actually helping the parents self-regulate themselves so that the kids and the parents can cohabitate and be in a space where they can really feed off of each other's energy in a good way. And then I'll also be having Fabian on here. Fabian will be talking about, she's from Dream Tree. She's going to be talking about grief and loss. And so she's a grief and loss therapist. And she will be talking about, of course, grief and loss. And she shared with me a story that I thought was really cool, where we have like these repairs and these rips that occur in life in the stages that we go through. For example, when we move away from a place that we used to live at, and now we are no longer going to see those neighbors. The neighbors, that is like a rip for us. It's like a grief. It's like a loss. And we don't realize that. Like there's a sadness because we don't get to see that neighbor anymore. And so she helps us to identify some spaces where, in one perspective, we didn't really think about that. We're just moving to a new place, but we are losing one thing, but gaining another. And so Fabian will be on. I don't have the dates on here, but I will put them in there. And let me see. Who else do I have coming on? I believe I have, am I looking at the right calendar? I don't think I'm looking at the right calendar. Y'all forgive me here. Let me see. I'm trying to find my calendar, but I can't seem to locate it at the moment. I thought I had it here. Let me see. If you're commenting on any of these, please forgive me if I don't see it right away. Oh, yeah, here it goes. I see the calendar. Nope, I don't see anybody on Facebook or Insta. I think this is live. This is go live. Oh, shoot. I've been running this video all this time. Did you see me on Instagram?
No, I didn't. I don't have my thing. What happened?
I was live on Facebook, and well, I'm still live on Facebook. I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on YouTube, but I'm not live on Instagram. And I just did it on Instagram.
Wait,
I know, I am now.
oh, okay.
Yeah, because I just clicked the live now. Hey, kiddo. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Oh, hey, Abby. Thank you so much. So, yeah, you guys, I told you earlier on in the conversation that Abby is going to be joining me on Fran and Friends, and she's right on our Facebook chat. Like, if you guys want to talk to her and ask her some questions about what I had mentioned about the behaviors with your children, please hit her up. She's like right there. And Abby, if you want to, you can quickly join me and kind of share with the people what you do. All my friends that are going to be on here. Let me see who else that I have that's coming on. Let me see. So Abby's going to be on here, and then oh, I also have Kawaya. Kawaya, she is the author of Hey Cousin, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I also have Kawaya. She authored a book called The Bastard Child. She talks about her experience as a foster child and how it affected her communication, and how boundaries was a thing that was the people that she grew up with, they overstepped her boundaries. And so she just talks about her experience of how it was in the foster, the foster system, and what she's doing now. So she also has her own podcast, which is called Kay's Way. And then she is also a fitness model. She also provides like fitness tips as well. And then let me see what else she does. I'm not sure, but that's those are some of the guests that you guys should definitely be looking forward to. Okay, okay, no problem, Abby. Abby can't hop on because she's not feeling well, but you guys, please tap in when she comes in because this lady she also like taught me like a quick what do you call it, self-regulation tip when we met, and I thought it was really neat because still in this stage when I find myself saying, you know, hey, that I'm a better or healed version of myself, there's still areas to always grow in. So you're gonna have to tap in because I was gonna share that with you guys, but I'm not going to. Not today. So let me see who else I have coming in. Oh, I also have Keisha from Empowering Real Talk. Keisha is also a life coach. She's also experienced trauma in her life, and she just helps people with their goals and their dreams to kind of identify very similar things of like Kawaya and myself on how to set boundaries, how to live a life that is really authentic to you. And for those of you that are listening, Keisha is also on YouTube, and then she has a book where you could journal, and I think it's like goal setting. I haven't read the full book, so that would be something that she's going to be sharing a bit more when she does come on the show. And let me see, who else do I have here? I'm just looking over my list, guys, looking over my list on who I have. And let me see. I think that's kind of who I have right now. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm new at this, paying attention, and I got two screens. Um, Fabian, Abby. Oh, I believe Don Marie is also coming. Oh, my friend Valerie. So, guys, guess what? I met my friend Valerie, and I ended up at this place, at this Vietnamese coffee shop. And I'm listening to these group of women that are sitting on the side. And as I look over there, I'm just like, oh, okay, I wonder what they're doing. So they're talking about like goal setting. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Come to find out they're like a group on Facebook, and this was like their first time meeting up. And so I was nosy, of course, and I walked myself over there, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm interested to see what you guys are doing. They're like, yeah, come on and join. And so I joined them, and me and Valerie, one of the girls out of the group, we just ended up like clicking. And so she's been like a friend that I've been talking to lately, and we have a lot of similarities. And I really appreciate her conversation. So she's going to come and share some of her point of view on what she's experienced in her life. And I don't know if she'll talk about dating, but if that's something that she wants to, that will definitely be a conversation that we'll be having at that time. So she's going to be coming on March 8th. Another person that I will be having on is Dawn Marie Presley. Dawn Marie Presley is an intuitive. She coaches her clients based on her intuition. And she's been doing that, I think, over 20 years. So she has a really cool backstory. I don't want to spoil it, but if you go to her website, I think it's donmariepresley.com. There should be some information on there where you could find a little bit more on how she coaches her clients. And let me see. Is there anybody? Oh, yeah. Then I'm going to have Teresa Nieves. That is one of my NASDAQ Circle sisters. She will be on here. She is also a life coach. And she's sharing her healing journey on how she got to where she is right now. And just the way that she coaches, I feel like it's a really authentic way. So I'm just going to have her come and share some of the stories on how she got there, what life looks like for her, and how she might be able to assist other people that might be listening in on Friday. So today was really more of an informative day on what kind of clients that I have, not clients, what kind of friends that I will be having on the show, and yeah, hopefully. Oh, there's three other people. So one is Dr. Terry Tan. Um, but let me confirm with her before I start throwing out names here. And Jay Chantalanxy, if you're watching, I'm calling you out, bro, because I want Jay on my show. Jay is also one of my clients. Jay had I had taken some sessions with Jay on emotional healing in regards to the book The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Cooper, and that was such an impactful time for myself because I know I had taken an opportunity. I had taken the journey of feeling what it felt like to be rejected. I had taken the journey on the feeling of what it felt like to feel the stuff that I refused to allow myself to feel. I think because it was like more of a coping mechanism. Like if I got hurt, I would shut people out, or if I got hurt emotionally, I would just I would just shut people out. And so one of the things that helped me to allow myself to feel was to write letters. I wrote letters to people that I felt that I've been slighted by, and it really helped me to transfer that emotional energy onto another like substrate, another place where I didn't have to hold on to that energy. And I really thank Jay for that experience because without that, I feel like I would have been in a more stuck place. And every now and then when I'm off my rocker, I give Jay a call and he's like, all right, Fran, well, he helps me walk me through that. Um, in addition to that, besides Jay, there is also going to be someone on here, and I don't know if I should share it yet. Maybe I should hold on to that. Yeah, I think that's about it. But I know there are some people that wanted to hop on here, and I am calling you out right now. Where are you at, Kevin? Um, Hi, Donna. Pumpaka. I don't know who that is. Sorry guys, if I didn't see you, please forgive me. But hop on if you guys want to have a conversation about your healing journey, where you are with things. I was just really sharing about who some of the guests are that are coming on. And yeah, that's kind of it. I am looking for where are you at? Where is my buddy that I had on here? Kev, where are you? Kev said he was gonna hop on, but I don't see him anywhere on here. I'm like, don't be saying stuff on social media and then you don't show up. But yeah, cousin, if anybody is on here, I see a few of you. I see, I said a few of you as if there's a lot. I see two people and then I see three. So if anybody would like to maybe ask questions about the show, what we're talking about, what it'll be about, please feel free to hop on, or I'm open to questions. I would play some music, but I don't want to like create any copyright infringements. Okay. Do, 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 do. I guess I was waiting for Kev. Okay. Well, since Kev is not on here, And I thought there would be more people. Oh yeah, and Fran too. Fran, where are you? I was supposed to be having a conversation with my best friend who we talk a lot about this stuff. And yeah, we talk a lot about self healing, what that looks like for us. Also, too, uncomfortable conversations. That is one of the main things that we're able to like create a space about is talking about conversations we may not be comfortable with having out in the open. So I'm really thankful for her because she's my ride or die, man. That's my sister from another mister. And if she would show herself, I'd love to have her on here. Fran, you can request yourself if you're here somewhere. I'd love to have you on. But I see one person. Just cool. Today was just really more of an informative day. And for those of you that are a part of Toastmasters and you heard me say a lot of times, I think for this one it's it was one of my mechanisms for trying to figure out what to say next because I didn't have my calendar in front of me. But yeah, if I think there's a button to like request on here because I wasn't sure. I don't see. Yes, do you see it on there? Is there like a request button on your end?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, can you request to see what it looks like? Oh, there isn't?
No.
Oh, I lied. Ha! Jokes. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Actually, so when you go on that live,
Uh-huh.
something pops up that says request to be in this live video.
Okay, could you?
Yeah, just send a request.
Yeah, just to.
I don't even know. But let me know if you got it. I sent it in
No, I don't see any request buttons on here.
You don't see any requests from me?
No.
Requesting to be online?
Mm-mm. Should I do it on my phone?
No, what on
Because it's not on my stream. Like it's not on my stream.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you go live from your phone, then you could probably see if somebody wants to request, because then you're on the actual Instagram application.
Yeah. It's funny. On my phone, it doesn't even look like there's actually people. Like it doesn't look like that I'm live.
It does from my phone.
Really?
Yeah, it's your page. Of course, it's not gonna look like you're live.
Hi, I'm not sure who just joined. Sasha, Nova. I was waiting because I was trying to figure out how to do the request because I'm on StreamYard, and I thought I could invite people on here. And forgive me, but I lied. Okay. Oh, I see it now. Yes, it says live. Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right. So I guess I can start over and go over my list. That'd be cool, I guess. End the stream and start it again. All right, guys. Well, I can't see Kev on here. I don't see Fran on here, but if she does pop up, I'll go ahead and log back in again so we can have a conversation about this. I don't think live stream supports like a guest. Oh, wait, invite. Oh, I got to send you guys a link in order for you guys to come. Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry, guys. I wasn't sure how this worked. So I think I just need to figure out how this works before I do it again. As far as trying to invite people on. Okay, folks, I guess I will end this live for now. And yeah, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. So every Friday at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., I'll be doing Friends with Fran. And I don't know if you guys saw the previous podcast, but the one before was with Monica Stein from Authentic You. She used to be a aerospace engineer, transitioned into a health and life engineer, to where she talks about how her journey of listening through authenticity had really helped her in her career trajectory, meaning that the places where she felt that she needed to go, she went. But then when she didn't listen to herself this one time, she had a whole year of a contrasting experience of something that she didn't want, and she ended up like leaning more into her intuition as life has led her now into opening up her own yoga studio using Ayurvedic techniques. Speaking of Ayurvedic, I need to invite Shamir so he can talk about his Ayurvedic space out there in India, in Kerala. So I'd love for him to share with us about how his program works and how he helps people to become more mindful in their eating and just the way that they approach life in a different way. Because like when you're in the States, I feel like it's a whole different ball game. If you haven't been out of the States, like living abroad is something way different. Like you are more present. I feel like being in the States, there's a lot of the technology here allows us to be distracted. And so out there, you're more in nature. I feel like there's less buildings, but it could have been because I was like in the village area. But yeah, I definitely got to get Shamir on here so he can talk about Ayura Awake, which is his Ayurvedic facility out there in Kerala. Who else do I need to get on here? Um, I think that's about it for now. But I will have some cool people coming on here in the next coming up week. Like I said, I'll just go over my list of guests next week. So next week on March the 8th, I have my friend Valerie, who I accidentally met at a coffee shop. And we ended up having a lot of similarities as far as our experiences in life. We talked a bit about dating and how that looked like for us and how it still looks like. Um, because it's not really about the dating. I think the experience is really about knowing yourself while you're dating. And even now, I find myself in spaces when I feel anxious because, according to the book Attached, I have an anxious attachment style. But also, too, there are different techniques and different approaches that can help us regulate ourselves so we can become more secure in the way that we attach ourselves to people. Um, and just also just keeping yourself balanced, remembering that it is your presence and their presence that is in the room. It's not like, oh, this person has to like me or I have to make them like you. Um, you just got to have this kind of knowing, and it comes from a practice. It's not you got to have it. We all have it. It's more of exercising what that authenticity feels like, and also too what the contrast of that feels like. What it feels like to be like, what do you call that? Clingy. Like when you have those kind of feelings that aren't feelings of peace and safety, those are definitely signs for oneself to regulate and say, hey, this might not be the right one for you because now you're acting, now it's causing us to have a trigger or a reaction that isn't at one with the peace that we know that keeps us regulated and in a space of safety. So, with that said, maybe me and Val can talk about that on the 8th. So that's who I'll be having. And then I'm just reiterating who is going to be on the roster for the following week. And hopefully my best friend can chime in at some point. I'll also be having Fabian Jock. She's from Dream Tree Life Coaching, where she helps people with grief and loss. And grief, of course, the obvious, if you lose a loved one or are in a space where something just tragic has really happened to you, all those things can also be labeled as loss. So she helps us navigate what that looks like. And an interesting story that she told me was, and I'll share it again because I did that earlier, was when we get ready to move to a new place, sometimes the new places, we forget that, we have neighbors that we've created a bond with. And now that bond is broken because we'll be in a new space. And so we don't realize that that bond is being ripped away. And now we won't see that neighbor anymore. So, you won't be able to go outside and see their face and have that conversation like you used to. That's also a loss. So she helps us identify what that looks like and gives us tips on healing and what that looks like for you, because everybody's journey is a bit different, right? Hence the human experience. Following that, I will be having, who is this that I'm having on? History. I believe this is Abby. I have Abby McCrail coming on after that. And Abby, oh my God, she's my favorite. Not that they all aren't, because they all are. That's one thing that when we say favorites, it's like there's something that just stands out about one person versus another, but that doesn't alleviate the gifts that we have as individuals. Because, like, that's like saying, without my thumb, the rest of my fingers don't work. No, they're all valid, they're all relevant. So, Abby, she talks about, and I'm just reiterating from what I said earlier because I did a lot of mumbling earlier because I was trying to figure out my flow. So Abby helps parents and their children, children who have what she calls big baffling behaviors, which are like kids with either ADHD, and she helps the parents regulate themselves, and also helps the kids. She helps the parents to regulate themselves so they can regulate their energy around their child, because when we aren't able to regulate ourselves as parents, we can't really make like good disciplinary decisions because we're in our emotions. So Abby helps us to check ourselves, and I'm sure she's going to give us some tips, and Abby's going to be here on the 29th. So definitely looking forward to that conversation. And if you want to learn more about Abby, her practice is called Welcome Home Therapy, and she only does it online, so she only has remote sessions, but she's out of Cali. All right, and then on the 22nd, I also will be having Kawaya from Kay's Way. Kawaya, she's an author of a book called Bastard Child. She went through the foster care system, and those of you that have been through the foster care system know that it's grueling. A lot of things can happen in there, being assaulted, just different things can come from those kind of environments, where people are using you as a pawn, not because they really want to take care of you and nurse you, but because you are a number to them and you help contribute to their living expenses. And so I don't know if that's what Kay talks about in her book, but I'm just sharing that from perspectives from other people that have come through that, and other people that I've heard these stories. They share those kind of perspectives. But Kay is now an author of her own book. She has owned businesses. Um, right now, I believe her podcast is called Kay's Way, and I think she is doing like some consulting for marketing. Don't mark my words, but if you want to know more about Kay Kawaya, you can. I think she hits up my comments sometimes. You might find her on there, but she wrote a book called The Bastard Child. And yeah, she's going to be with us. And let me see, who else do I have coming up? I have the Best U Expo coming up on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. So the Best U Expo was supposed to be in person, but they're now doing it online. And so I'll be there online. Let me see. And it's going to be moved to October or November. I still have the details to be ironed out, and their team is going to get back to me. But for there's 3 guests that I'm looking to get confirmed here, guys. I just hope that they hit me up and tell me yes, because I think that would be very beneficial to people that are looking to find other avenues to help themselves with somatic releases, specifically around experiencing trauma, either any kind of trauma, just trauma in general. So, with that said, guys, every Friday, 4 o'clock, this is where I'm at. This is where I'll be. Please join me. Not please join me or share, tell somebody about it. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.